Hello, good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name's Tracy. We're working on this 49& Market and Art House Whimsy journal. I've got all my signatures here, and here's the plan for the little textured page I made last night. I made this into a little pocket, and I'll be sewing this, but I'm going to do all my sewing at one time, and I'm going to most likely stitch it onto this page. So each signature has basically 8 pages. So I've got my these, which I'm going to do today, work on today, and then I've got this one, which those of course are going to need decorating too, and then this one, and then I've done random different stuff for this one. And I'm going to move everything out of the way so I don't make a mess all over my other stuff in case I decide to do some splattering. And I've been thinking about it, and I've decided that I'm going to make this a hinged journal. So I'm going to work on the inside pages first, and I'm not going to go all the way to the edge because I want these edges to stay this white. I can ink blend on them later if I want to. So I'm going to start by doing the outside, and I'm just going to paint them and then add texture. And so I think I'm going to come in with this Waverly. This is agave, and it's kind of a little bit dark, but that's okay. And I'm going to just put a little bit down right here, like so, and grab my brayer, grab paint, and just kind of brayer it on. And again, not all the way out to the edges. I don't mind the little bit on the center, but I don't want it on the very edges. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Reagan. Okay, so I've got that color going. And now I'm going to do a little frayed burlap over top of that. Let's give that a shake. Trying to keep these mostly in the neutrals, and this I'm probably going to coat a lot of it in a more of an off-white, and I'm going to go this direction with the frayed burlap. Yeah, I don't need super heavy paint on there. Let's grab the gesso. And I'm going to use a brush to put the gesso on. That'll calm down that blue quite a lot. I need a better situation here for my gesso. Just to kind of get the edges so they're not so squared off. Around a little bit more going over here. Texture. Mainly, I don't want to get it on the other side because I want to do the other side something different. Okay, and then I'm going to take. Oh, that's right, you do have a twin, don't you? Let's go with some antique linen here. Little bit of water. I want to be very careful with my water. Because again, I don't want it going to the other side if I can help it. If it gets on there, it's not a huge deal. Most of these pages will be covered with like pockets and ephemera and stuff like that. So I don't need to go too crazy with it. Thank you. Stop that from running off the other edge, getting on the back side. Okay, I'm going to give this a dry. Get yourself back up there. The reason I used watercolor paper for these pages, if you weren't here with me last night, was because I want to add lots and lots of texture to them, and they will hold, all that weight. Can mom come with her, Reagan, with your sister when she comes to visit? Or if she's not feeling good, I know as an old lady, if I don't feel good, I really don't want to go somewhere. In as much as I want to see, my kids, my grandkids, whatever. Make sure it's nice and dry. Yeah, I didn't make too big of a mess on the other side. I'm trying to be careful, but it won't always happen that way. So now I want to create some texture on here. And I took out some stencils. And I'm going to grab this one right here because it kind of goes with the theme. If I can find one. These kind of things, sort of. So I want to grab some crackle paste. Where's my crackle paste? Where'd you go? I know I have you. Here you go. Oh, you have twin daughters. Oh, how cool is that? What did I do with my smoothie thing? Here it is. This stuff is a mess. I make a mess of all of my belongings. It is what it is. I think I want to start just. I always get this crooked. It's crooked, but it'll be fine. Isn't that cool? I'm always fascinated by twins. Twins and redheads. And if you have twin redheads, that's a double cool. Especially if they're spotty. Hey. Oh no, poor lady. No, she sure isn't. Let's move this so I can kind of clean off my stencil here. Kind of. I don't make any huge effort at cleaning these. Just kind of get the excess off. But sometimes the problem is that it's got a lot of jaggedy edges that the texture paste sticks to. And at the same time, it's kind of hard to clean when they're like that. So I just kind of use my fingers. If I get paint on these, I don't generally clean them, just texture paste. I don't care about paint on them. No big deal. As long as it doesn't build up too much and make it so that the stencil, you know, like these little crags in there. Okay. So now I'm going to hit that again. Let's put you in there with my heat tool. I didn't do a super thick coat, so it shouldn't take that long to dry. Dry enough for what I want to do next. This works way better if you don't use a heat tool to dry it, but you know, time constraints. I've got company coming this weekend. I've a lot to do in Mike's area of the house, which is very, very messy right now. And he needs help with it. Men don't clean, you know, they just don't. They make messes all right, but well, not I can't say that about all men, but a lot of men. They just don't do it. Not priority. They don't give a dog on. Now some of this is bubbling, and I don't mind. I really don't care if these bubble. Okay. Now I want to come in with my, I'm looking for my Uncharted Mariner. Or maybe I didn't get it out. Huh. Could have sworn I did. I'll have to track it down. There it is. Hey, Kristen. Good morning. Okay, and to that, I'm going to add just a wee bit. Vintage photo. And hit that with the dry tool. Need a paper towel. I don't need all that. This was thick, heavy. Oh, I sprayed it in. I'll show you. I'm going to do more. I just want to do one little area at a time because I don't want it running over to the other side. So do a little bit of the vintage photo again, just a tiny bit. Don't run over to the other side. Do not. Do not. Okay, now flip it over and do the other side. And I think for this, I'm going to do it thusly. It's thicker here. It's just kind of dab up. And I don't mind if I spread them around like that, just to kind of get the spray marks off. Yes, the diamond hat. Yeah, for sure. Hi, Nima. Okay, and then we've got this one to do. Let this one run down just a wee bit. And I think I'm going to do that one in a whole nother color. Nah, I'm going to do it just in the vintage photo. Get some excess off. Give it a dry. Okay, now you can see where there's like a lot of splattering. Don't want that. So I'm going to chill it out with just a little bit of water. I don't want this splattering. So I'll just chill that splatter out. Let's grab a clean paper towel. Yeah, I'm starting to get pretty messy on this side. So I better stop with all that behavior. Now I'm going to take my pumice stone crayon here, and I'm going to add a little bit to some of these. And then take my gray burlap, which is pretty close to the same. It's got a little bit of a green hint to it. Just kind of rub it in those, in some of them. Hey, Peggy. Let's see. This one here. This one here. So we've got texture going. Now let's get some stamping going. I'm going to, this here is a Simon Hurley. I'm going to stamp. Let's see, I took them out. I had them out. I'm going to stamp with freight burlap in the archival. Yeah, distress crayons are cool. They're fun. And they can do a lot of things. Let's throw some right here. Try and get that as straight as I possibly can. I can almost never get things straight, but you know. Okay, we got a little bit of word texture going on there. Let's get some of that flower texture going. That'll work. It'll be fine. Dang it, Bobby. Fine. Just do it this way. Oh, thanks, Peggy. Okay. So we've got texture, got two kinds of texture going on there. And so Imagine, if you will, put a magnet on there so it stays shut. Um, maybe a film strip. You have to picture, what it's going to look like with other elements on it, because this is just one element, the background. So, and the likelihood that I will edge it is 100%. Now I need to do the other side. And the tricky part is going to be being careful not to get it on the correct side. Let's make sure that it's right side up. Okay. So I may go simpler on the inside. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. I'm going to do parchment. I'm just going to coat the whole doggone thing in parchment. And note, you don't have to gel press to get paint onto paper. You can just paint it on. May not, spread out as much, but you can still just paint it on. I think I'll use my paintbrush, in fact. I'm working on watercolor paper because I want to be able to put a lot of heavy elements in these pages. Pockets or flip outs or, heavy duty stuff. Okay, I need a heck of a lot more paint than that. I could probably water this paint down a little, and I think that's what I'll do, so I don't run out, because I expect to be using this color a lot. Because it's kind of the main theme color of the whole thing, the whole set. Yeah, I probably should have. All right, I'll get my bits together here in a minute. There we go. That should go a lot better. Yeah. And I might want a watercolor, and I want to be able to add a lot of wet medium. Each page, of course, is going to be different. And I'm not too worried if I get this page on that, because it's already a sloppy mess, right? I probably could use a better brush, but this is what I have. Okay, I've got to squeeze what I can out of what's on there. Might as well get the rest of that off of there. It is, and it's kind of the neutral that goes best with the whole, though this neutral does have a kind of a taupish undertone. I don't have anything that color necessarily. Closest thing I have is tea dye, I think, and so maybe I will grab the tea dye. Hang on. Where did I put it? Oh, good Lord. My life is such a mess. I don't know where I put anything anymore. Here we go. No, that's fabric. No clue. No clue. I lost the whole set of neutral paint. My Tim Holtz. There they are. Oh, how about let's get some hair in there too. Hey, Tina. I think tea dyes with my neutrals. Maybe not. Thought it was. Huh. Okay. Why it's not. Oh. Scattered rose. Victoria velvet. Tea dye is an interesting color because it's sort of a, I don't know. This must be it. No, that's tattered rose. I keep picking up tattered rose. All right, tattered rose it is. Let's just do some dry brushing this tea dye. You can't hardly see it in the camera. It's very, very faint. And that's exactly what I'm good with. We got some blue undertone because I made a mess. That's fine. Let me see if I can hold it up so you can see the difference there. The sort of little pinkish undertone. Let's give that a try. And keep this page light and fairly neutral. Yeah, I did get my voice back. It still cracks time and again, but it's back. Ugh, got a headache, kind of. I always have a headache, you guys. It's just a story of my life. Okay, thinking what I want to do here. I don't want to do a lot because I can decorate this with a lot of ephemera because you know I have tons. Let's see here. Look at, we have these big, huge film strips. And I have little pictures that I might want to go in there. So I'm not going to do a bunch more to this, but I do want to do a little stamping on here. And I think I want to go with a subtle. Hang on. See what colors of archival I have that I feel will be appropriate here. Yep, we're going to go with speckled egg. Yeah, I know it. I love that stuff. I really do. Perfect. So see, it's very, very faint. And I'm using archival because I know it'll stay. And then if I add more liquidy wet things to this, it won't move on me. And very, very faint. So there. Where's the rest of this signature? Oh, you guys, where did I put everything? There it is. Ay, ay, ay. So that's signature number 1 out of 8. And then I plan on doing, I was watching my friend Diane this morning, and she had a friend on named Anne, and she had done one of those hinged ones where you tuck, you tuck a thing in between the hinges. But I thought that I would do fabric, like burlap, or not burlap, but muslin fabric, 2 hinges, and then just open it out and glue the hinges on the inside of each signature, but it would be hinged all the way down. So there we go. There's one. Let's do another. And let me stay neutral with these. It's hard. Neutral is really hard for me, friends. Really hard. So here's this one. And this one, I've got one with mostly this blue, which is Stormy Sky. So let's do the inside first. And actually weathered wood is what it is. I think I want to start though with, you know what? This is, this color is called hazelnut, and there's no ball inside of these, and I'm going to end up spreading this everywhere. But I think I will go with the hazelnut. I'm going to have to scoop it out onto the paper and then roll it on because it's 100 years old. Well, let's see what happens if I add water. I've not tried water with this chalk paint before, so I don't know how it's going to react. If it's going to react. Oh, okay. I mean, it's definitely going to spread out. And I'm not worried about getting it on the other side. I'll just cover it with whatever I'm working with. Now, the main thing I'm curious about, like the Tim Holtz paint will react. Some other paints that I have from Ranger don't, but to water droplets. See if it reacts at all while it's wet. It's not going to react while it's dry. And some of my paint's rolling off of here, and I'm not mad, actually. See if it reacts. It kind of is. Hey, Jenny. I need paper towel. Really kind of want to wipe that mess up. Oh, look at there. Okay, so the Waverly chalk paint acts just like the Tim Holtz paint. It lifts. There we've got a nice texture all by itself. Yeah, spilled hazelnut coffee. And what I think I'll do is I think I'll put magnets here for a minute. Where's my other magnet? I have 1,000 magnets and I can't ever find any of them. Go. I'm going to take the weathered wood and splatter. Is this the brush I want? This is the brush I got, so I guess it's the brush I want. It's not nearly wet enough. Okay. Add in some water and oops. Look at my poor hand. I like this hazelnut color. Come on, what are you tangled on? I don't feel like I need a whole lot more on that. Um, because again, pockets, flip outs, whatever, what have you. I'm just doing basically the base layers. It's a little super wet right there, but I'm gonna let that go. And I'm going to do, let's throw you on here. Why not? Keeping things in the neutral again. See if I can roll that out a little bit. But I want to mostly come in with pumice stone here. If I can find it, here it is. Let's just go ahead and throw caution to the wind and just pour that on there and then brayer it in. So pumice stone is also a very nice neutral tone. And it doesn't matter to me if I get all the way to the edge. But if I do, that's great. But going over, it's going to probably leak over to the other side, and I'm just going to let that happen. Let's do a Timmy trick. Really get some texture going on there. Just let that kind of sit for a minute. It's crazy, but it's true. How did I get that stuck in my head? No idea. Let's see if I can get this other side done while I'm waiting. Where did I put the pumice stone paint? Yeah, where'd you put it? Right here. And because I feel like the Tim Holtz paint doesn't really work out that great on a jelly plate, I can get a nice texture thing going on without using a jelly plate. Now that color is fabulous with these. So you can almost see that there's some almost, I mean, there's a pinkish purple to these. I mean, it's very, very faint, but it is there. So we got a pretty cool texture with the pumice stone. And other side looks great. Let's give it a dry. It's still damp, friends. Trust me on that. It's gonna, take a while for it to fully dry. I think I want to do maybe a little bit of stamping over here. So here's the one I want. I'm going to stamp with, I am going to stamp with the weathered wood, but I'm going to stamp with the paint. So I'm just going to roll a little bit onto this paper, and that's probably not enough. No, it's not. Okay. Well, it might be. Sorry you're feeling bad. And hi. Yep, I'm going to need just a wee bit more paint on there. I can barely even see that. put a little drop directly down. It's super faint, which is exactly what I wanted. And I'm going to come in with my red burlap. Just very little going on there. Now let me just show you when you paint on these, what you do. Got a crusty one. I'm just gonna wet lots of water. I'm just gonna scrub at it. And if it's deep inside of there, get yourself one of these little guys. This one is really crusty because I clean everything with it. And if you still need, you can use a soft brush, like a toothbrush or something, if you care. I don't care. So there's some little left in there. I'm not going to stress on it. It's not. Hey, Paula. Hi, Anna. So, I'm not... Where's your pages, little Mr. Signature? I'm not going to put this signature together-ish until it's dry because I don't want to warp my other pages, but that's this signature. So I'm just going to just lightly close it and put them next to each other, but not on top of each other, someplace in this room. How about here? And it looks like I have time to do one more quick one. So let's grab this one. Here's its little pages. I think what I want to do here is I want to do a little bit of collage on there. Grab my Temples collage rolls. I think this one. Do that, then this will likely be a belly band page. You have to think those things through when you're doing this. Oops, what did I drop? So, I grab my matte medium here. Should have a clean brush that I use for this kind of stuff. These are soft, and I use this for Mod Podge or for matte medium. Same difference, really. I need a third hand. Can somebody come over here and give me another hand? Since I did such a thin coat of the matte medium, that should dry pretty quickly. Oops, what happened there? There, fix it, fix it or tear it. There we go. Oh, thank you, Christy. Anything did not have to work, right? I need to get this mushroom off here because it's not closing all the way. Go. There. That should dry very, very quickly. I am going to give it a little help. And then I want to do a nice wet application like I did before of paint. Let me just clean this glue off of here a little bit. A lot. Ah, finger cramp. And I'm going to go with antique linen. Hi, Chow. Didn't see you come in, friend. In here live, honey. I'll be done shortly. I'll be done shortly. Huh? Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do a super wet, thin application. See if I can get that to spread over the whole doggone thing without having to add more paint. Because I want it very, very thin. Nope, I'm gonna need. Look at interesting behavior over top of the matte medium. Need a little bit more. Bye, Anne. Hi, Senior Firehorse Art. I think I've seen you before. Though. Remembering is not my strong suit. Nice and thin. But where the matte medium is, it really kind of leaves a blank area, which is fine. I don't care. A little texture. Because the next thing I will do is I will add some texture paste over that. Bye, Anna. let's get real crazy with the texture paste. I'm going to come in with some Simon Hurley Gur and a stencil. Crap, what did I do with all my stencils? Yeah. There we go. What do I want? I want a floral. To think how I can get this to go where I want it. Okay, I think I can do that. Maybe I'll do the clocks on this side. Maybe. Or something else. Now this, friends, is a year or so old, so it's kind of thick, and I like it that way. Let's see, where did I put my spready tool? Here it is. Wipe you off if there's any excess garbage on here, which there is, of course. Cool, I like it. I'll lock it, I'll lock. Okay. I'm gonna do a different one on the other side. Let me do something bigger that I can get to both sides. Oops. Oops, I got somewhere I didn't mean to. That's okay. It's kind of the story of my life. Okay. I'm not mad that that happened. In fact, let me just add a little bit more, like I did it on purpose. There. I'm not going to scrape this back in because I've contaminated the crap out of it, but all right, now let's move this aside so I can clean off my stencils. But there's one half of the page, and that's all I'm going to do today because that's going to have to dry. That's going to take, I don't know, an hour maybe to be 100% dry. So stay. You want to clean these off. This one's kind of a pain to clean off because it's got a lot of sharp edges on it. That's why it's not super clean, and I don't care. But I've snagged these edges more times than I care to count. Well, what good are your stencils if you can't love on them, huh? If they're perfectly clean all the time, there's no proof that you love them. So that's page number 3 of 8. for my signatures. And I'll probably do some, next week before I see you guys again. Um, I don't know if I'll be back next week or not. You guys know that I have decided that I still intend to do my lives Thursdays at 5 Central and Fridays at 9 a.m. Central. But if I don't, I don't, and I'm sorry, I just don't feel like it. And I know that y'all understand that. So there's that page. I like that. It came out kind of cool. A lot of that'll probably be covered in pockets. But I like the Simon Hurley Gur because it's kind of a neutrally gold, like a dark gold. And then did that one. Oops, I'm touching things. Then did this one, both sides. And it's still damp. And then did this one, both sides. So real super neutral inside, pretty heavy dense on the outside. Anyway, thanks for coming to hang out. Happy Friday. Hopefully see you guys around this weekend, wherever we sometimes see each other. And I appreciate you coming and hanging out this morning. And I'm going to go help out Mike and maybe put the lids on my face. Maybe not. Don't make me laugh. Take care, everybody. Bye.